Hi everyone, it's Eileen here from Stress Coach Training. So I wanted to pop in and give you 3 tips on 3 powerful ways that you can approach 2020 with less stress, with less anxiety and with more power. So I don't know about you, but this last year has been and in many ways a strange year for me. Like the rest of you, I've had my challenges. I've had all sorts of things happen, and sometimes a lot of things not going the way that maybe I planned or I hoped, and sometimes it got a bit crazy. But like the sort of last maybe even 3 years, one thing that stuck out for me was not just, which is really important, one of the first things I would say is you have to have the ability to let go of the past. And sometimes that can be hard, and we all have different things that we find harder to let go of. But letting go of not just maybe things that we wish were different, but letting go of our perceptions of those situations. And when you move through any year, or you move forward, each day into the future, it's so important for us to let go of what's happened before, what's happened even 5 minutes before, what's happened yesterday and what's happened last year. But most of us tend to bring the drama or the fear or the trauma or the stories that's happened to us already. I know for me, one of my biggest challenges has been often facing the medical profession, because I'm someone who's faced a lot of discrimination and a lot of challenges with the medical profession. And when you have an experience that is repeated over and over again, there's often a lesson in it, but also it's too easy to become conditioned by something. And in many ways, we then carry this belief that certain things are going to continue. But for me, this year has been all about not just having a deeper ability to let go of certain things or certain perspectives, but also to remind myself that sometimes there can be something that we have believed for a very long time, something else can come in and shift that at any point, okay? And we have to have that ability to be able to let go. So that's the first thing. You always have to be able to let go. And I do know that sometimes it's easier to say and do, but that ability to let go only comes when we actually fully accept something at a certain point. And acceptance of something at a certain point, at a certain moment, does not mean that you're lying down to something, that you're being a victim. In fact, it's the exact opposite, because by accepting something in its present situation, then you have the ability to move forward. But the problem is most people go into either denial about a situation, okay, they refuse to accept it, okay, or they hold on to that situation and they don't move forward, so they're too busy in the situation ruminating about it. So you have to be able to have the strength within you to accept what is happening and fully allow that presence in that situation and be acceptance of what happened, of what is happening and how you're experiencing that, to move through it. And then when you move through it, you've been able to move through the energy of the situation and let go, instead of trying to suppress what has happened at that moment, trying to deny it, which you push down, which moves into fear and more anxiety. But when you can move through it, push through it, then you let it go. And the second thing, as I mentioned it's about having the ability to see things from a different perspective and accept that sometimes how we have seen certain situations, that at any moment something can come in unexpected and completely shake that illusion, which can be a really powerful thing at times. Sometimes it may come as a shock for something, but also it's about helping us understand that we as humans, and we have a very limited view of things, and often we're only seeing a small, part of the puzzle. We don't see the big picture. And I know for me, my health challenges has been something that has, it's been one of those just about the challenges, but it's been about everyone's ideas about those challenges and the cause of those challenges, which I have, I go to a lot of coaches, healers and therapists myself. I do a lot of inner work myself, but I also recognise that we often need other people's support. And it's very interesting when you see so many people with their ideas and so solid in their belief of what has caused it. And they are, they're so passionate about their belief about what the reason is behind your health challenge or certain situation. And it's funny because I get all these, because I know a lot of coaches, healers and therapists, they all have their views and most of them are very different. And this year it's been interesting because the last 3 years I've had a lot of shifts in situations where I suddenly found out something else that I didn't even consider in relation to my health, which had a big factor. And then over the last few weeks, something else has come in where someone approached me to tell me about something else that I may have been exposed to in an environment I worked in. And it reminded me how much that there is always something else. We can't be sure about anything in life. There is, we often think we can be 100% sure about certain things, but there's most things in life we cannot be 100% sure. And it's that ability to let go of what we think things should be or how they actually are, because we are only seeing things from a small perception, and often there is a huge bigger picture. And for me, there's always been a bigger picture and a lot of different factors that even a lot of times the doctors that I go in to see are not seeing. They're forgetting to see certain things. And one of the things that I found very helpful in my life, and I think it's one of the reasons that I'm very mentally resilient with a lot of the extreme challenges that I have. For those of you who don't know, I've been living predominantly housebound for the last 3 years because of extreme noise sensitivity that triggers seizures. And mainstream medicine haven't been able to help me. I've used a lot of approaches, but I've had a lot of sort of complex issues from a child, and I was mercury poisoned as a teenager, and I'd have a lot of other things, and I've discovered something else. And I was someone from a young age that had different challenges and faced a lot of different extreme health challenges. And my mental resilience has always came from the ability to adapt and the ability to work with what I have and not focus on what I can't do. And I think that when you bring that with being in the moment, you bring that with that ability to see out the box, okay? And I have an ability to see out the box. I don't always see in the box because I'm not the most organised person, but I can often see out of the box. And that ability to see out of the box and to be able to adapt, to be flexible, to not believe that your life has to go in this rigid line and that goals have to work a certain way. It is more freeing. One of the realisations that I made many, many years ago, I was brought up with my father was a self-made man in a relation. He was someone who was a businessman. He was not very good at school. He left with no qualifications, and he went to be a miner, and then ended up starting up his manufacturing business. And he was very into self-help, and I was, from a teenager, exposed to a lot of self-help books. And I found a lot of it very powerful, but also what I recognised very early on in my own journey for various reasons was that sometimes certain goal setting and being so firm and so focused that it could actually be very stressful for people and cause a lot of anxiety, and often they would set goals that weren't very healthy because they were coming from a place of fear, and they were setting goals because of a lack. And they also had this inability then with the goals to be flexible, to be open to what the universe was trying to tell you. So my 3 take home to take forward for 2020 is to, try and let go, be in the moment, and have that ability to let go. When we're in the moment and fully in the moment, it is naturally let go of the past. Okay, and second, that ability to be able to see that sometimes we're not seeing the whole picture. Okay, we think we do, and we have a certain set of beliefs about things, and then a spanner can come in the works and completely shift to think, oh my goodness, right? So that, and the ability to be able to be flexible, to adapt, to not feel that everything has to go a certain way. If things haven't been working the way that you expected this year, that's okay. And often that's really good because you're being guided, okay? And it's about you helping you recognise what is not good for you, what's not right for you, or situations that you need to heal within yourself or have to move forward from. So I'm wishing you an amazing 2020. I have been working in the background with a few different things. So in our stress coach training programs, basically they're all getting moved over to a brand new platform, and it's going to be all simple. And our empaths and sensitives programs, a lot of the self-study courses will still be available. And I'm hoping to help a lot more coaches, healers and therapists with their marketing and their business in 2020. So watch this space. So have a wonderful, blessed and abundant 2020. Bye for now.